So before that announcement, I'm going to be live for Sunday for the Blue Jays Mariners pennant series game. Obviously, lots of people are on board with Toronto, so I think it's a very big opportunity to big up the Seattle Mariners. Obviously, um, entering the ALCS during the Tiger Series. I told you throughout the playoffs, if there is a top bet, it was the Mariners to win the ALCS, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But basically, I think you know I'm going to hang it up. I think this is gonna really this is gonna break out my career. I gotta keep these little superficial little feelings to the side, and it's time to retire from following sports teams. I'm not retiring from Camacho, okay? Don't mistake it that way. But I'm going to retire from being a sports fan. You can nail them championships when you don't have. You're not clouded by the opium of following a team in your city where the players are not even from the city, right? If you want to talk intellectual now, like why do you want to follow a sports team from your city where the players are not even from the city? They're not from the region. They're just sitting on their ass collecting millions of dollars, screw winning, screw losing. Winning is complimentary. It's just about making millions. You know, these games are rigged because these players, they don't care. They're making millions of dollars. They don't care about they don't care about the city. They don't care about any of that, right? They're not even from they're not even from Arizona. They're not even from the state. They're not even from New York. Really, it's time to retire as a sports fan. You know, I'm going to nail my career here in the decoding business when I leave all this tribal shit behind. Who was it that said that the bread and circuses of ancient Rome was the bread and circuses of the masses, right? The Roman Colosseum, the games, the free bread, the opium of the masses. And so the modern cathedral is the sports stadium. It's not the church. It's not the Christianity. The church is the cathedral is the football stadium. That's the modern cathedral. You have these old ancient Gothic structures in France and Paris and throughout Europe. Nowadays, those fancy little palaces that they call churches, basilicas, that's basically sports stadiums. Basically, they're in the control business. Have some little emotional attachment. Oh, I won the World Series and I won the Super Bowl, man. You didn't win anything. You didn't win anything. They did. You did not win anything. You don't have to follow teams. You can still be a sports fan. You don't give a damn about your team winning or losing. It's just they don't give a fuck. You're a customer. You know, you're a customer. The only teams you should follow are national teams. They're playing for their country. They're not playing for $1 million contract. They're not playing for a team. Just follow your national team. United States of America, whatever it is where you're from, England, Italy, whatever. The only teams you should really support is when you're playing for national pride, not club where they're paid millions of dollars. So effective after Greg Jorginho's World Series championship, effective after Goat King LeBron's back-to-back championship, effective after Messi's World Cup repeat. Really, it is over after 2026, 2027. I still got cool beanies. I've still got cool logos, but it's time to retire. The Yankees could just be another team. Juventus could just be another team. Well, it's easy to quit on the Cardinals. I mean, come on now. This is necessary. You feel the copium, the opium, the euphoria, whatever. The Cardinals win a Super Bowl. The only thing you'll get out of it is if you bet on them to win the Super Bowl. That's the only thing you'll get out of it. Hey, you don't get shit. You don't get anything out of it. You didn't get anything out of it. You didn't get anything out of it. If you're a Dodgers fan, you won the World Series. Okay, you didn't get anything out of it unless if you bet on the Dodgers to win. Okay, you got something out of it. All the championships are scripted anyways. There's no point of being a dumb, retarded fan if they're all scripted, okay? It's worthless. But fuck it. I'm here to see Messi win the back-to-back. I'm here to see Goat King LeBron win the back-to-back. I'm here to see Jorginho win the championship. Then it's truly over. Then it's all over. It's over. But when you're talking about random guy on YouTube, I predicted Mariners to win Game 5. Look at what happened. I predicted Mariners to win the ALCS, to win the American League. Look at what happened. It's the 19th day of the month. The Mariners are going to be in the World Series. But they're not beating the Dodgers. The Dodgers are winning the World Series. The Dodgers are going to win the championship. But their 24th World Series appearance is against Aaron Boone. He did appear in the World Series in 2024. Dodgers' 24th World Series appearance against Aaron Boone. No. That bullpen is well rested. These guys are throwing complete games. The Dodgers are getting rest. Their starting pitchers who threw complete games are getting rest. How are the Mariners going to beat the Dodgers? Ohtani's winning World Series MVP. It's a script for him to be Kevin Durant. It's a script for him to be Kevin Durant. Look at his 3 home runs, his little moonshots he had today. 17th day of the month, number 17, Ohtani gets it done. Ohtani delivers a GOAT performance. Ohtani's winning World Series MVP. That's easy. I had Dodgers over Mariners with Ohtani to win World Series MVP. There's no way the Dodgers are winning the championship. The Dodgers have already won the championship. Look at how the Mariners had to use that bullpen. Just the other day in Game 4, Luis Castillo got knocked out. Ohtani didn't go 4 or 5 innings. He went 6 innings. They were well rested. The Dodgers are not losing, period. Ohtani's going to commemorate Hideki. He's going to commemorate Ichiro. The best player in Mariners history is from Japan. Ichiro Suzuki is his name. Over 3,000 hits throughout Japan and Major League Baseball. Against a team whose best player was of Japanese origin, Shohei Ohtani wins World Series MVP. And that's the easiest bet. I got Dodgers in 6 over Seattle. World Series going to end on Halloween. Freddie Freeman, he got the honors last year. Scripted for Ohtani to choke and be the Kevin Durant bus running bum of Major League Baseball. Right? It's all a script. They're saving this for the finals. Ohtani's got to win the World Series. He's going to pitch lights out. He's going to go 7 innings. He's going to hit RBIs. He's going to steal bases. He's going to hit home runs. Ohtani's the World Series MVP on the mound and at the batter's box. That's what he's going to do. He's going to win World Series MVP, but he's going to go full gambler against the Yankees and Great Jorginho next year. Ohtani's going to choke next year. He's going to be great this year, but he's going to choke next year. They're going to win this year, but they're going to choke next year. Major League Baseball is going to ride the ratings from Ohtani from 3 consecutive World Series berths. But Great Jorginho cements his legend and saves Major League Baseball from another year of the Dodgers. They're just writing the story for Great Jorginho next year. Why do you think Jorginho hit 500 this postseason? They're setting the stage for next year. Garrett Colbeck, Schindler, next ace pitcher. Dodgers with Snell, Yamamoto, Ohtani in the rotation, all these guys out there. Glass now. Only the Yankees can save Major League Baseball from the three-peat next year. Only Great Jorginho is going to do that next year. Yankees, Dodgers, uncivil war. Consecutive World Series matchups. They space it out, but they play 2 times in 3 years, Yankees and Dodgers. Jorginho, the best player in baseball next year. He doesn't ride the bus of Freddie Freeman. He doesn't ride the bus of Mookie Betts. Aaron Judge showed up. He is setting the stage for next year. Showtime Ohtani is going to deliver in the World Series this year. That's what he's going to do. Cardinals are worthless. No, loser Phoenix Suns. Loser Phoenix Suns. Loser Phoenix Suns. No, sir. Ha-ha! The Rockets. Look at you, Kevin Durant fanboys. We're going to win the All-Star Ball. Screw the smoking beanie. You Kevin Durant fans. You trash. When I found what he did to my favorite basketball team, the loser Phoenix Suns, you'll feel the pain and suffering I felt, Kevin Durant. And this ride over. When Goki Nabamataya basketball ain't never going to be the same again. When Goki Nabamataya, all these shit-talking haters, this game ain't not going to be the same again after Gingo LeBron retire. And fuck them hater, man. Lakers beat the Magic and they beat the New York Knicks the very next year in that NBA Finals next year. Because Brown is 27, he's going to lose this year. The NBA want to hype up Paolo Banchero, don't they? Last year it was Halliburton. It was Brunson the last 2 years. It was Butler. It was Giannis. It was Tatum. Who's next? Who's next in the East? Who's next? Paolo Banchero. That is who's next. I got Lakers over Magic next year. Celtics, they're not trying to win. They're trying to save money. They're not really knocking up Al Horford. The 24th World Series appearance for the Dodgers. Jorginho cements his legacy. But that's how it will be written next year. Will we see a key death for the Yankees? Was there any key deaths for the Dodgers this year? I don't know about any key deaths for the Dodgers. There have been key deaths for the Ravens. Lamar sucks. He's a running back. Lamar Jackson's going to win the Super Bowl because it is written for Lamar Jackson to win the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson's going to win the Super Bowl because he's not just a running back, and he's not just a black man playing quarterback. Lamar Jackson is winning the Super Bowl. Brother, best team don't always win the championship because it's rigged. Lamar Jackson is going to win the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson has been chosen to win. Lamar Jackson has played great. Lamar Jackson has not played like a running back. Lamar Jackson mentally overcame the mistakes in the playoffs. He was balling Mark Andrews. But you'll catch the football this time. Lamar Jackson showed elevated growth in that playoff game against the Buffalo Bills. For any of you ass clown out there doubting the Ravens' ability to win the AFC North, what do the odd makers say instead of you ass clowns? Because they know what an NFL schedule is. They know what NFL schedules are differing between two teams. And as the comment says under my notifications, once I scroll down, once I go to the video. But all the Steeler-ass clowns yesterday, they got exposed. The whole point is that it is rigged. Why do the Browns help out the Bengals? To spite the Steelers? Despite the Steelers, maybe. Despite the Steelers. To spite them. Because we know Browns are nowhere near being competitive. The Browns were trying to spite and fuck over the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the script. Lamar, Flacco winning yesterday changes everything. How does it change everything? Is he's not going to get benched before the Bengals play Baltimore. If he shit the bed against the Steelers or the Jets, Flacco's going to get benched before he gets a chance to play Baltimore again. But because he balled out against the Steelers, and he's very likely and will beat the Jets next week, Joe Flacco is setting the stage to lose against the Ravens, to lose against the Bills, to basically hand it to gift to kickstart the Super Bowl run for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson doesn't do this without Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's the GOAT of the Ravens franchise. He won the Super Bowl. He 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in that postseason. And put some respect to Joe Flacco's name. He's not the best quarterback, but he balled out during that postseason, 2012, 2013. I'll always remember. But before I get to that Flacco point, Super Bowl 42, Jerry Reese, general manager of the New York Giants, he said, with or without Michael Strahan, the Giants are winning the Super Bowl. And what happened? Strahan was hurt, but he wasn't out for the year, and the Giants won the Super Bowl. What did Joe Flacco say before the 2012-13 season? I am elite. Joe Flacco said, I am elite. Now, back then, he was some quarterback. They didn't believe he was going to win the Super Bowl. But before that very next season, Joe Flacco said, and quote, I am elite in training camp before the 2012-13 season. And what happened? Joe Flacco just uttered out the script. Joe Flacco suddenly became Joe Montana and beat the 49ers in that Super Bowl. Why do the Ravens always have deaths happen to them before they go on the Super Bowl run? Art Modell literally died before the start of that season. He was the owner when they were in Cleveland. He moved them to Baltimore. Art Modell died the very next season, the very upcoming season. The Ravens win the Super Bowl. Black on the jersey representing death. Black on the helmet representing death. Some symbolism there with Baltimore. Ray Lewis the GOAT. Ray Lewis the GOAT. This was some kind of villain move right there. People hated Ray Lewis because he was a murderer. I don't want the murderer to win the Super Bowl. Well, Ray Lewis won the Super Bowl. How about that? The murderer won the Super Bowl. The 41ers are still crying. I thought they were crying for a while. Little did I know they would go on to lose 2 more Super Bowls. I thought they were truly cooked for eternity after 2013. But this is some good karma for the 41er families. I think they'll win a Super Bowl 49, 50 years later. It'll be rigged for them to win a Super Bowl 49, 50 years later. How the satanic occultic beasts decide to win Super Bowl if they want to end some championship drought. Arizona should have just told Bill Bidwell to kick rocks and we'll have an expansion team. Instead, they decided to take on the Cardinals. I don't care the fact that Jacksonville hasn't made a Super Bowl, that Houston hasn't made a Super Bowl. The Cardinals Super Bowl run was 100% rigged. Cardinals and Pitt played for 1 season together during World War II, and the Cardinals played the Steelers in the Super Bowl. Wissenot used to coach the Steelers. They faced off in the Super Bowl. It was rigged. It was rigged. Steelers beat the guy who they said they should have fired over Mike Tomlin, Ken Wissenot. Black man won the Super Bowl. This was when the Rooney Rule came into fruition. Baker Mayfield is going to win this MVP award. The Lions are no automatic victory on Monday because anything could be scripted for a 2-minute comeback victory for Baker Mayfield. So that game is certainly a trap. Could the Lions win by 3 points? Yeah, the game is rigged. I think the Lions going to win by 3 points. Well, this is going to come down to the final possession. Because Baker Mayfield has had MVP moments against the Bucs, against these late comebacks against the Jets. Baker led the drive against the Falcons, who beat the Bills. I don't see how the Chargers are going to lose this week. There is a graphic about the Colts being pretenders. They beat the Raiders. They beat the Titans. They beat the Cardinals. I think it's easy. A lot of people think the Colts are going to win. But let's look at the whole body of work of the Colts. they beat some pretty trash teams, including the Cardinals. And these 49er fans are losers. They're not part of the team. They're not part of the success. I think I've made the right decision. This is going to be a big breakout as far as my career goes. But I guarantee you, the Lord works in mysterious ways. I'm 100% convinced Messi's going to win back-to-back. He's the Messiah. I'm convinced Gokin the Bond is going to write his legend in the league. I'm 100% convinced Jorginho is going to build off of his 500 batting average postseason, and he's got rid of the mental hurdle. I'm convinced. It's better for me to pick baseball if I leave aside any thoughts of the New York Yankees. If they're only concerned about profits, I shouldn't be concerned about winning. I shouldn't be even concerned about winning. Bayern Munich, Harry Kane is going to win the Champions League this year. Bayern Munich are 6-0. When they beat Borussia Dortmund, they've already played Leipzig. They've already played Frankfurt. Bayern Munich can rest starters in the Champions League. They can rest starters in the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich are going to keep their squad very fresh. The rest, if they beat Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich can rest anybody at any moment in time. This is big. If Bayern Munich beat Dortmund, the league is already over. Bayern Munich can rest any tired starter at any moment in time. Harry Kane is going to win that final at Hungary. I believe they will win a Champions League in my lifetime. Will they win a Champions League during my dad's lifetime? He's an Arsenal fan. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a clear answer. I think by the 79th Champions League would be a perfect Champions League for Arsenal to win, because champion in English is 79 in Gematria. Think Arsene Wenger, always lose in the round of 16, but with Arteta, made it to the quarterfinal, only lost by a goal to Bayern. They made it to the semifinal. That's a damn good body of work, if you ask me. If you're Mikel Arteta, you only lose by a goal to Bayern, you make it to the quarterfinal, and the very next year you make it to the semifinal. It looks like these defensive tactics work in Europe. These defensive tactics of Mikel Arteta, Arsene Wenger likes the all-out attack, you see. And Mikel Arteta is a Spanish manager. The Spanish managers are generally the best. So he seems to be tactically fluid in Europe, as we've seen so far. I don't think I can change it to the Bills. The Packers with the 27 championship connection probably stands out more than any other team, honestly. 27 years of age, NFL championship, Bart Starr. 27 years of age, he won the Super Bowl, Brett Favre. Let's see, Aaron Rodgers, 1983, 2010, 2011. Yeah, December is his birthday, yeah. Next team would be the Packers. The benefit of the Ravens losing the Super Bowl is you bet on the Ravens to win the AFC at 10-1. Bam, that's big. It's coded for the Ravens to make it to the Super Bowl because hamstring injury is 91, Allen is 91, last quarterback, San Francisco, Newton is 91. Cam Newton made it to the last Super Bowl there. Lamar Jackson's going to make history. I think this is going to shake up white America. They all think Lamar's a running back. He's a choker, this and that. White supremacist rituals that Joe Burrow's not even participating in the playoffs to deny Lamar Jackson. Is Joe Burrow going to pull a Carson Palmer? Carson Palmer said, in quote, "I'm not going to play another game at Paul Brown Stadium. Things have gotten better for the Bengals as far as facilities goes, but they're still a cheap-ass organization." His friendship with Jamar Chase may, and his love for money, Joe Burrow is going to derail any championship hopes. Is he really invested in winning? I don't know. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks. He's not going to defer money like Tom Brady. Joe Burrow may win a Super Bowl on a different team. Otherwise, he's this generation's Dan Marino, Philip Rivers. Burrow is this generation's Philip Rivers and Dan Marino. Now, Burrow's better than Lamar Jackson, but he plays on the Bengals. He must love money more than winning. I know, or I don't know. Would he still be on the Bengals if he loved winning? He cares more about friendship with Jamar Chase, his LSU teammate. I agree. When Goat Keenan retires, NBA's done. Goat Keenan played in a tough era. No wonder why Goat Keenan can still. This phenomenon just doesn't exist for basketball. It exists for football. You can't hit the quarterback in the head. You can't hit him in the chest. He's roughing the passer, this and that. Kurt Warner, this guy go. This guy get racked by the blitz. It'd be an extra 15 yards due to roughing the passer. I 100% stand with my decision. I think once Messi wins a back-to-back, once Goat Keenan wins a back-to-back rings, once Jorginho wins World Series MVP, there is no great moment in time where I should retire from being a sports fan. I think right there, it's time to retire. I will follow no teams. This opium of the masses it's deriding the society. We don't even care about properly funding healthcare and education in this country anymore. We care more about college sports and professional football. We're just like ancient Rome. We care more about our cheap entertainment more than our actual society. But ultimately, universal energy, universal, organic energy. This is the shit that I'm passionate about. So, I will start nailing championships left and right and center in every direction when I retire from having trivial thoughts. So the retirement day is coming. will be coming very shortly. I must first defeat the Panado fans, and I must defeat the Goat Kinabon hating bums. They cause big volatility. And wait every year for April and May. I'm going to conquer all of you. But Otani's winning World Series MVP. The guy who said the Mariners will win the championship. Come on now. Japan, they're watching to see a show. Manfred may be a Yankees fan, Rob Manfred, but he's first and foremost a businessman. First and foremost, Rob Manfred is a businessman. That's what you must realize. Chiefs are not winning any championship. Zero. They're a Las Vegas psyop. They beat the Lions. They beat the Ravens. They may beat Washington or the Bills, but the Chiefs are 100% psyop. If they were not a psyop, they would not have won those key matchups against the Ravens and against the Lions. They are just a hook and bait trap, quite frankly. Messi's in with the World Cup, and he will retire to retire. Go King LeBron has won the back-to-back championship. It's time to retire. Go King LeBron notice is beyond 2026. He's greater than Mike. He's greater than any player who played before him. He's the GOAT. All you ass clown, go King LeBron, hating ass losers. He's playing for championships. He's not playing for stats, you bums. You don't read the mind of Goat King LeBron. You don't read shit. We'll see how that turns out for you when your little loser Warriors or whatever loser team out there chokes in April, May, and June. Satanic elite believe in reverse psychology. Loses every year. He's never going to win again. Reverse psychology. Amen. Amen. Satanic ritual is going to play out very well, you little sucker. Just like when they thought Tom Brady wouldn't win with the Bucks, he wouldn't win a sixth Super Bowl. It's only 10:15. It's only 10:15. Eye on the prize. Eye on the prize. It's clear that the Mariners are winning Game 6. You know what I call the Toronto Blue Jays? I call them the Toronto Blue Gays because you guys are gay. because it's about Cal Raleigh against Shohei Ohtani. Well, both guys are the best contact lineup in Major League Baseball. We don't care. The call came from the executive office of Major League Baseball. So that's the call that will be made, and you'll have to live with it. Retirement is coming soon. Retirement not from Gematria, the sports Gematria that goes, but Gematria, the retirement as far as being a sports fan is concerned. I've chosen the right time. The moment is coming where I will retire at peace once Judge's fate is determined, once Goalkeeper's fate was determined, once Messi's fate is determined. The very intellectual people of this society, they recognize the insanity of rooting for sports teams. This is some tribal retard behavior. You shouldn't root for a sports team. Michael Bidd was a bum. He doesn't even make any money outside the Cardinals. It's like, why even continue? Why even continue? It's time to retire from being a sports fan. If you understood ancient history in the opiate of the masses, maybe this becomes a more clear answer. But I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Good night. Good night. Good night. It is meaningless. The Lord works in mysterious ways. I'm 100 convinced Go Kinlaban cements his legend and Messi wins a back-to-back. And we will cap this with a retirement. I will retire from being a sports fan. My senses have come to full fruition. These mere athletes, they don't give a fuck about you. They're not from your city. It's time to stop participating in this shit. Just be a neutral fan and just laugh at the rigging. And nothing happens. It is done. It is done. It is done.